Hi everyone, I'm Justin.
And I'm Deborah, and we're co founders of Althea. And we're going to talk a little bit today about the network that we have set up in Clatskanie running Althea. And so Justin has a picture up here of the network in Clatskanie. And as you can see, the geography is challenging. There's these large hills and ridges, canyons, and rivers. And of course, we also have large trees, 100-foot tall fir, cedar trees. So we have a lot of challenges here. So from the map, you can see we have represented with different colors the different types of connections. So the blue here represents what's connected directly to what we call the gateway. So in a gateway is just where we have some antenna equipment connected to a high-speed wholesale fiber line. And then these other different colors represent different relays. And a relay in this case is just a home or a business or a farm in the area that is hosting some equipment that like a sector antenna that will broadcast and connect up their neighbors to the network. And so you have to see the purple, the orange, and then the green relay out there on the low-lying dike land there. So yep, that's the one out there on the kind of low-lying farmland out there. And what's really exciting about this is that because of the challenging geography, the existing wireless ISP and traditional wireless ISPs would have trouble existing here. Because what a traditional ISP typically does is rent space on a large tower, several $1,000s a month, and then put some heavy duty equipment up there, and they're able to see only what they can see from that particular view shed. So in this case, you can see they would only see a very small part of the town. They'd only see one ridge or one hillside or one kind of area. And it would cost them lots of money for just that section of town. And how we're able to make this economically work and be more advantageous is that we can utilize what already exists, existing homeowners, farms, to set up some inexpensive antenna architecture and serve people that we would not normally be able to connect up. And it doesn't cost us $1,000s a month. It just costs us the privilege of incentivizing those homeowners through the Althea software. And I think Justin's going to take us through a little bit what that looks like from the technical side of things.
Yeah, so in my last video in this series, I focused on how Althea makes individual connections better using CODL. And this time I'm going to focus more on routing. We use Babel to bring a lot of the routing and failover and link quality detection features that you find in more advanced routing appliances into the user's home and into the installation to let us do things that traditional ISPs just can't do. For example, here we have a feed shop. It's an animal feed shop, and it is connected to two relays, and in a particularly unusual way. So here you can see there are two antennas, one going to each relay, and both of them, this is one direction and this is the other direction, go through trees. And this isn't normally possible. These line-of-sight antennas are called line-of-sight antennas for a reason, because they cannot penetrate trees typically. And we can only do this at all. The only reason there's any signal on these antennas is because these hops are very short. This is about a quarter mile each. The other side of this is that Althea is making each of the individual connections better with CODL. And on top of that all, it's actually using both connections at once. Now I'm going to explain a little bit what I mean by that. So here we are connected to the Clatskanie gateway, and I'm looking at the routes we have to the feed shop in both directions. So as you can see, we have two, and they're pretty close. And what will happen is that if one antenna becomes disrupted, or there are problems with it, or like a branch moves in the way, it'll switch to the other. And the chance of both antennas being completely obstructed at the same time is very, very low. So a traditional wireless ISP would be completely unable to do this, because if they were up here on this tower, not only would it take them 2 years to set it up, well, they got a contract with the tower and then thousands of dollars a month for that one tower, They would be too far away to go through trees anywhere where they could not directly see the target location. So we were able to install this in about 2 days, 1 day for each antenna because we sort of ran out of time stapling the cables. And these cost $65 each, not $3,000 a month for 5 years. So it's a very different picture and lets us do things that are just not even within the realm of possibility for traditional ISPs.